Welcome to yet another Thursday edition of the First Look Seminar. Gino Bacola, it seems like we've had many a carryover this meet at Santa Anita from Sunday into the next week's card, and we've got a good one again this week.
Yeah, I think $54,000 about carried over into the pick six. And this is that fun time of year where we're all thinking about the Kentucky Derby. So we want to make sure we're padding the bankroll because our friends over at Gulfstream Park, they have a big weekend this weekend with the Florida Derby. And then Santa Anita Derby is next weekend at Santa Anita. So if you're going to be kicking back on Friday and playing the races for home, or maybe you're going to go out to the track, remember you can get free admission and free general parking there on Fridays when you head on out. We'll take you through this sequence and see if we can make a little money for Friday.
Yeah, at Seminar Skip, we've had the hot weather, and it's time to get hot with gambling. The carryover is actually 58,868, so the pool should be quite big. And like we said, it's supposed to cool off next week, leading right into the Santa Anita Derby, which is a week from Saturday, Skipper.
Yeah, looking forward to the cool down, but that's next week, buddy. We got to get through tomorrow and this weekend. Got great racing. Looking forward to this pick six carryover tomorrow, and hopefully we could get lucky enough and hit it.
Lots going on, so we're going to jump right in. Gino Bacola, we started race 4 with there's 9 races on the docket, so we're starting the pick 6 in race 4. 6 furlongs, claimers, 62,500, and we have a field of 6 to start us off. What are your thoughts?
This is not an easy race to start, too, because it's one of those races where it's not a big field, but in this field of 6, you might want to use 4 or even 5 of the 6. That's the problem. And you don't really have like standout horses that are in incredible form going 6 furlongs at Santa Anita. The horses who are in good form are horses that are coming from Los Alamitos. So, the dimension might be a little bit different. The distance might be a little bit farther. This is not an easy race. The way that I've kind of stacked them, I like the 5, Respect the Crown. I think for sure he's going to be in the mix for me. She is capable of races at this level, right? At Santa Anita, look back in January, or it's December, you're seeing her win a race against $8,000 claimers there. That $5,000 claiming level last time out. This is about what she's facing. She can get the 6 furlong distance too. So those are all positives for me. I thought the 4 Honorable Gal might be the quickest on paper. It's funny, it doesn't seem like there's that much early speed here, too, for this field. Like 6 furlong horses sprinting on the dirt at this level, you'd figure it's probably a lot of quick horses. They're not all that quick early on. So I want to make sure I have the 4 just in case. I mean, those are the top 2 that I need for sure, Chappie. I mean, the 1 and 2 would be the other ones for me, but I got to see what the rest of the ticket looks like. Definitely 4 and 5, Respect the Crown and Honorable Gal.
5-4-1-2. We lost Skip. I think he'll be back, but lo and behold, we gain George O. What's happening, Georgie?
Georgie.
Out of the blue. Skip is back, shaking his head. George is here. We've got all kinds of this is like the Brady Bunch. What's happening, Georgie?
Not that I was promoting Santa Anita Derby Day on Telemundo.
I love it.
So we did some spots there, and it's going to be that weekend. Easter weekend is going to be spectacular. So looking forward to that, and of course looking forward to the carryover in the pick 6 for Friday.
All right, so Gino just went over his sequence in race 4. We just started there, Georgie, to start off the pick 6. So when you're ready, let me know what your thoughts are in race 4 to start us off.
Yeah, I thought it was a really difficult race. Low-level claimers, they're really not consistent, so it's hard to, to bank on anybody. I like the jockey on number 4, Ramirez. Ramirez is a really good jockey at Los Al, one of the best over there. So the fact that they bring him in, Sergio Morfin, a really good trainer, I think it bodes well. A lot of these are Los Al types. So, I like the 4, I like the 2, and I like the 5. So I'll probably use those 3, but leaning towards Honorable Gal.
All right, so 4-2-5 for Georgie. Gino is 5-4 with some 1-2 sprinkled in. Skipper, like we said, tough race. We got some shippers. We got some sprinters from 4.5. We got a little bit of a hodgepodge of everything here.
Yes, we do. I'm with Gino. I like the 5 the best. Gets claimed by a good trainer, Francisco Rodriguez. Very good win percentage early. I like that one the best. The other 2 I'm going to use is going to be the 1 and the 2.
512, and Skip's a busy man. He's getting a phone call while he's on the show.
He's like a Docs agent over there, right? Just phones keep ringing.
He's not happy already, so we lost him once again while he figures that out. Georgie, let's move on. Right, we got a lot going on. Everybody's busy, so this might be a little bit of a quicker show, but we're going to get through it, and then we'll be back on as well. Skip's going to have a heart attack by the end of this show, but he's back again.
Sorry,
Georgie,
guys.
that's okay. George, we move on to race 5. We've got maiden 50s going a mile on the turf. Another interesting group of 6 here. What are your thoughts, George?
Yeah, one of my favorite angles is maiden special weight droppers to maiden claiming. I love that angle, especially when they give them a few shots. Yeah, I don't like it when they just get one shot and immediately drop. So they gave number 1, Saharian, a bunch of chances. It didn't work out. They gave him some he didn't run great, but he didn't run bad. In fact, he's getting better and better with each and every race. So I think this is going to be his best race. Mullins is on fire. I mean, the guy is on fire, and he's breaking good from the 1 spot. I like him. I like the 4. Prime Artist, obviously, you know, he's got the best overall thoroughgraph numbers. So I like the 1 and the 4, and I guess the 3 is going to get play. He's just not going to get my play. I like the 5 even better than the 3, but I like the 1 and the 4 a lot.
All right, so 1-4 for George. He's against the 3 because it's 1 start, then going into maiden 50.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So while we're talking about the 3 real
Skip,
quick, I wanted to just mention this quote because I thought it was funny from DRF. Brad Free has a preview, and he's asking Jonathan Thomas about Gallatin, the 3 in here. He said, he wouldn't surprise me if he was good enough to beat. He's the horse to beat if he takes to the turf in the stretch out. He wouldn't surprise me if he was good enough to win, but I don't have a whole lot of faith in him. I didn't like that. I didn't like that he was the first one to wave the white flag in his debut.
Oh, yeah. Not a Sterling endorsement, not a Sterling endorsement.
Straight from the horse's mouth, as we said. And Skipper, Mullins is winning at 29%. It feels like he's winning at 89% the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts here in this race?
Yeah, I was going to take a stand here. I really like the 1. Like George said, this horse is improving with each start. The last 2 starts on the grass, a mile and 8, got beat by good horses. Medici just ran in the stakes. Didn't he run in the? I think he ran in the Jeff Ruby Stakes last week.
He ran third. And I think they're going to run against like grade 1 company on the turf in good grass races. Yeah, he's a nice horse.
Yeah, and then Army Man is Michael McCarthy's horse. That's a nice horse. You know, they gave this horse time after that January 25th race. Hasn't missed a beat. I like the workout pattern. I wasn't able to watch him on the workout report. But Mullins and Jaramillo, I'm going to take a stand. I'm going to single this horse. You know, it ran against Prime Artist a couple back in that Army Man race for Prime Artist. Prime Artist beat him that day, but not by much. I know it was like 2 1/4 lengths, but I really liked the trip that the 1, Saharan, ran that day better than the 4. I'm just hoping the time off did it good. I'm going to take a shot. Mullins is on fire. Jaramillo is riding great. I'm going to single the 1 here.
All right,
they're 3 together. They haven't lost together, so they're great.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they'll be 4 for 4.
Oh, we're 4 for 4. Me too.
way to jinx him, George. We really appreciate that. You might want to say somebody's throwing a no-hitter today on opening day, but you know. Gino, what are your thoughts here? And we got a single and 2 deep so far.
Why it's a little tricky is because it looks like there are 2 possible speed horses. Whenever it looks like there might be 2 speed horses and only 2, that's when things can get tricky, right? Because if Gallatin goes and its time goes, then it probably sets up really well for either the 1 Saharian or Prime Artist. I think those are the horses. But if Gallatin is faster than its time, then one of the 2 of them could really be upgraded. That's why I have a tough time leaving either one of those horses out. So I'll probably play 1 ticket with those 4, but I do actually think Prime Artist is the horse to beat. Skip was mentioning when he faced Saharian, Prime Artist was actually in front of him. I did not like his trip last time out because I played Prime Artist last time in the Biggie race, and we thought we previewed that race. That was the heavy favorite that day who ended up winning. Prime Artist was sitting in a really nice spot in front of Biggie. And he just didn't move. Like he let the favorite come, make an early move. He had to wait. He stayed pinned in, and then he kind of had to come and go after him. I didn't really love that. I would have really wished he kind of made that early move and tried to get in front of Biggie. I think that changed the real complexion of the race. And so for me, Prime Artist, one ticket where I probably single, and then one where I think I just have to go the logicals. We talked about Saharian, his 3 races. First race, lost to a horse that went gate to wire, track tiger. Medici in that race, the top 2 were 1-2 all the way around. And then January 25th, the top 3 finishers were 3-2-1 all the way around. He has not had a shot in any of his races. They've all been just like walk the dog paces. So probably gets a lot better shot here.
I think Gino just likes to say Biggie. So he used that like 4 times there, Georgie. That was very interesting. All right, Skipper, we're moving on to race 6. 25 dime claimers going 5.5 here. Another field of 6. What are your thoughts on this race?
Okay. Well, this is a tough race. I don't just see it as the 2 Send It Mo, the 3-5 favorite. I know it's dropping down. I know it puts blinkers on. I will be using it. I will not be singling it at all. I'm going to use a couple others in here. I went back and looked at the ones replay. It wasn't bad, but I did not like the way that this horse was working coming in. Hector Palma does good, but I didn't like the real draw, so the one's going to be off my ticket. The 2 other ones I'm going to use are both of the Doug O'Neills. I'm going to put Beers on Me. This horse broke from the rail last time at Sunland Park and jostled, steadied at the start, never had a shot, didn't run a step after that. But the time before that, it broke its maiden really nicely by 5 1/4 lengths. The 3rd place finisher came back to win. I like Edwin Maldonado breaking with this horse. Should show a lot more speed or closer to the pace than it was last time. The 5 is going to be on my ticket. I'm also going to use the outside horse, Joker Went Wild. This horse broke from the rail last time. It won gamely from the rail. I put in my notes. It was claimed by the red hot Doug O'Neill. And I love the jock switch here. So I'm going to go 3 deep. I'm going to go 2, 5, and 6 here. Doug O'Neill claims I like the workout on March 1st where Joker Went Wild also. So
all right,
2, 5, 6.
2, 5, 6. And what's the name of the 5, Skip?
Beers on Me.
We appreciate that.
Thank you, Skip.
On record. Hey, it's on record.
It on TV.
We've got it. Verbal contract is binding in the state of California. We've got him on record right there.
At 12:53, Beers on Me from Skip. So much appreciated. Gino, what do you thought after you have a few cocktails from Skip?
Me and Skip are going to be having some beers together. I've got the same exact 3 horses, 2, 5, and 6. For a lot of the reasons that he said. Send It in Mo is the horse to beat with the blinks on. Is it a couple years ago when Peter Miller was bringing all those horses from New Mexico in at Del Mar and winning at big prices? You'd see him come in from like Sunland and Zia and stuff. Keep in mind, this horse was facing Allowance Company, was protected over at Sunland also, and ran well when breaking the maiden. So I think Beers on Me, getting the big cutback to 5.5 furlongs from 6. This horse will be fit and closing late. And Skip was right on Joker Went Wild. This horse was inside speed and had 2 horses to the outside pressing and kept going. I was really impressed, and now gets to move to the outside, so might get a bit of a softer trip there. So for me, 2, 5, 6.
2, 5, 6 and 2, 5, 6. Georgie, what are your thoughts here? What do the numbers say?
They say 2, 2, 2. Oh, nobody but the 2. I'm singling the 2. And because, I mean, he just dominates on thoroughgraph numbers, dominates on class. Liam Smith is a racehorse. I mean, he was not even going to get close to that, so I don't mind losing by 16. Liam Smith won by 11. He just, in my, tickets, I got to find singles, and it doesn't even matter the price, because in a pick 6, if you get 1 or 2 long shots along the way, it's going to pay great. So don't worry about singling a 3 to 5 shot. He looks like the most likely winner. I'm a little bit scared of Beers on Skip, but I'm not worried that much. I think I'm going to single the 2.
All right, Georgie's taking the price, the chalk, but that's okay. We need singles, like you said, in the pick 6 sequence, especially at a $2 increment. So back to you, Gino. We're on to race 7. Calbred's going 6 furlongs on the turf. What are your thoughts?
And remember, last time we talked about this horse, I was singing Still Unwritten. She scratched. This is a quote from trainer Ryan Hansen. She was walking up to the gate perfectly calm, wasn't doing anything wrong. She caught something out of the corner of her eye. She reared. She didn't flip. She just sat down, and they have to scratch. It's an automatic scratch if a horse sits down like that. So said she never missed a beat, worked right along, and now is back here. So if you're worried because you saw this horse last time and they scratched, that's exactly what happened. You get like freak things happen like sometimes like that in racing. So I do think she makes a lot of sense. She might be the quickest in here, but she could have some company right to her inside with liable proof. Even Don't Tell Me What to Do. I wouldn't be shocked if they try to show a little bit more speed this time because it didn't work out. So in addition to Still Unwritten, I wanted to include 80s, who I think can sit a pretty nice trip. The 3, the outside runner, Leno's Angel, is drawn really, really well. I love her running style. She can just sit nicely off the pace. She did so last time out. Her lone turf race was fine. The 4 is the horse to beat. I'm probably going to end up using those 4 in combinations. My single will come up next year. For me, 2, 3, 4, and then to the outside, the 7, Leno's Angel.
2, 3, 4, 6. Leno's Angel. You're correct.
7, yeah.
2, 3, 4, 7. My bad. Georgie, your thoughts here in race 7?
Gino left out the 6. Look, Gino, don't tell me what to do. Okay, don't tell me what to do. I'm going to
tell you what to say.
I'm going to use the 6. I'm sorry. The 6, man. Those 2 workouts to me, like Gino said, I think he's going to go to the lead. I think he's going to change that tactic from the last race. And that last race was pretty good. He broke slow. He almost had no choice but to come from off the pace because he broke so poorly. But those 2 workouts, and George Papadromo's another hot trainer that's got to be used. You got to use the 4, 2 strong races for Doug O'Neill and Jaramillo. Those guys are on fire as well, winning at 30%. Still Unwritten, like you said, I heard he just sat down and he said, let me take a quick break. And they scratched him. That's no good. Sometimes I need a break too. I sit down.
Chappie does that every day, 3 times a day. I was going to say.
And then every other show I take a break. And then
he's in and he's out. Yeah.
He hasn't been on a full show since the 80s. Which brings me to number 3. And
look at George.
I'm using just about as much as I can in this race.
Hey, you can catch George Ortizar here every Thursday or most Thursdays here at about
the Ice House. Yeah.
Make sure to tip your servers, and you got to get 2 drinks for the minimum.
And Skip and beers.
Our favorite drink is the Captain Chuchi's drink. I love that drink.
Oh, there you go.
A little bit of vodka, a little bit. It's great. It's really good.
All right, Skipper, once again, the show has gone completely off the rails, but Spreadsville for George. What are your thoughts here, Skip?
I'm going to go 4 deep here. All 4 horses were mentioned. The 2, I think, is the quickest of the quick. Not worried about the scratch now that Gino informed us with that. My sneaky long shot, which is only 6-1, is 80s. I really like the Cal Cup Oaks race that it came out of. I was a big fan of C. Drew that day. Cash is a real nice horse for O'Neill. So I think that horse shortening up, going right to sprint, and out of the stakes race, I think the 3 could be tough at a decent price. The 4 has done nothing wrong. First time out got trouble. Second time out had trouble. Hernandez angled it in towards the rail and won really nicely. That was a really good replay. And I like the jock switch for the 6. This horse got off slow last time before it would show some speed. I love that Hector Barrios jumps aboard. The horse seems to be training well. So I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, 6.
2, 3, 4, 6. I'll tell you one thing I like about 80s, George.
Yep.
I had hair back then.
Oh, me too. I never cut myself shaving back in the 80s.
No, me neither.
Unfortunately, I wouldn't have been on a show like this in the 80s. I was only 3 years old at max. So, yeah.
I forgot the rest of us are much older than you, Gino.
87, 88, 89. I know those years. I don't know the rest of them.
Can I just interrupt here for a second? You guys might have talked about it, but 2 things I want to bring up. One, Gino, I thought you did a fine job at the NHC. Congrats to you.
Appreciate it.
You were really, it was entertaining watching you. You did some fine work there. And of course, hats off to Dylan Donnelly.
Yeah.
Just never ceases to amaze. He's such a brilliant handicapper. And hats off to him. But you did a great job. Hats off to Dylan. Okay, I'm sorry. We can go back to the handicap.
Anytime you want to praise me, just bring it on, Georgie. I'll take it. No problem.
Yeah.
Great job, Dylan. He won 800,000, but
Yeah.
I was doing some interviews.
He was okay. Good job, Gino. Yeah. All right, Georgie, back to you then. Race 8, 6.5 furlong, starter optional claimer. What are your thoughts here? And field of 7 once again.
I really don't. Another race where I don't have a strong opinion. You got a couple of horses who won by daylight, like Meridian May, dropped from maiden special weight to maiden claiming. Again, one of my favorite angles, and it delivers again. And he won by 6. Star Dialed won by 8 and its first time here in SoCal. Let's see if that race was a good race. Mimetic is Doug O'Neill and Jaramillo. So, I guess I like the 3 outside runners, but nothing stands out to me.
All right, so 5, 6, 7 for George, but he's a little iffy on this race. I think it's going to be interesting to see what Skip has to say, because I think Gino's got a single coming. So, Skipper, what are your thoughts here in race 8?
I'm going to go too deep in here. Meridian May, I really like the way that this horse broke its maiden. I put on my notes, really nice win, galloped out well, Mike Pipey. 5's going to be on my ticket. And then my other one I'm going to use is the 7, Star Dialed. I really like the way that this horse won its last race. I don't know what it was racing against that day, but I love the way that it looked doing it. I love the outside draw, and I really like the work on March 25th or 21st, excuse me. So I'm going to go 5, 7.
5, 7 for you. Okay, Gino, before we get to you, let's all guess who we think he's going to single. I think he's going to single the 5.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
you got me.
Oh, well.
Well, you got me too. There you go.
I'm a cheater.
If you got it right away, we didn't even have to wait, right? Because
Yeah.
you got the winner. But I
Okay.
feel like on paper, there might be 2 horses going for the lead in here. And if we're just comparing the fractions with Meridian May and Star Dialed, and I know this is hard to do because they're different tracks and stuff, but Star Dialed was going like 23.69 when getting the lead over at Mahoning Valley versus Meridian May, who went sub 22 here at Santa Anita and then was going 44 and change to the half. I just think she's way faster than everybody else in this group. I think she's going to get the lead, and I that's how I'm going to play, because if it's not her, then I'm looking at the whole field is pretty evenly matched, but my angle is that she's going to get the lead. She's going to be out front. Again, I love some of the honesty from these trainers and owners in the quotes that Brad Free got from him in the DRF. This was talking to Mike Pipey about Meridian May. Said, my biggest fear handicapping wise is I'm not sure the maiden race she won was a very good race. She did everything right. She looked good. I just don't know if there was depth there. 5 of those horses ran back. None of them won, and only one of them finished 3rd at odds on. So just like really honest stuff. He thinks like everything that his horse did great, but he just doesn't know how good the field she beat was. And will it translate to this race? I'm hoping so. This is where I'm going to take a stand in single.
All right, so we've all got our singles in, and we know when Mike Pipey makes comments, A, he does his homework, and B, he tells it like it is, right?
He's honest. He doesn't BS you. No, exactly.
Right. So very interesting. All right, we move on, Skipper, to the final race of the day, race 9, 6.5 furlongs on the turf, not down the hill, the main turf. What are your thoughts to close us out? Everybody got their single in. We're all alive to close things out here on Friday.
I think I'm going to go 4 deep here. The first one I'm going to use is the 4 Irina's Charm. It ran really nicely off the break, January 11th. And I like the way that it won there. I know that it hasn't won on the grass yet, but it's bred top and bottom for it. They paid $550 for it. Justify out of a Smart Strike Dam, Strike Charmer. I'm going to use the 4 for sure. It comes out of the grade 2 Dwayne Lucas Splendora. 4 is going to be on my ticket. I like the price. The other 3 I'm going to use the 6. I'm about to go. I love it.
We know.
It's Taco Thursday instead of Taco Tuesday for Skip.
I love the way that this horse won coming down the hill. Last time it comes out of the Wishing Well Stakes. drops back into a more realistic spot. But I tell you what, this horse used to show speed, this mare. And coming down the hill, it came from dead last. And this horse just exploded late. I know it was 2 back, but it beat Certitude and Tahini in here. So 6 is going to be on my ticket. Jungle Peace probably is going to be on the lead. And I like the way that it worked on the 14th and 21st. Phil D'Amato, this horse loves Santa Anita. All 3 wins have been over the Santa Anita grass course. Jungle Peace is going to be on my ticket. And Certitude is also going to be on my ticket. This horse ran really good last time, got beat by the 6 horse. But I tell you what, this horse thought he was a winner. He kind of angled out, Hector did, and looked like he went right by the horse in front. And here comes, I'm about to go, to nail him at the wire, nail her at the wire. I think she might have needed that race. She's come back to work well. So I'm going to use the 6 or the 4, 6, 7, and 8 to close things out.
4, 6, 7, 8 for him, for Skipper. Gino, what are your thoughts?
First, I'm hoping one day we get a race where I'm about to go is in the same race with Captain Chuchi's. Then we can have some fun with those two. No doubt about it. I might have the exact same 4 that Skip has to close it out. Honestly, the Irina's Charm is the horse who I want to have in some way, shape, or form if it's on one ticket, because I do think she's better than if you just glance at the turf form. She's better than that. And the race at Kentucky Downs is actually not that bad. She wasn't far out of third if you go back and watch it. The 6, 7, and 8 are super logical. Certitude will probably be better cutting back here, a little bit shorter. I'm about to go. We've seen the difference in tactics, and I think that's key for this one. Now, grabbing a hold and coming from off the pace, Jungle Peace is going to get a much better. You're just going to get a much better effort out of Jungle Peace here. Second start back. This race is softer. Go through the last 4 races of Jungle Peace. Look who she lost to. Gratefully, Queen Maxima, She's So Spicy, and Thought Process. Those are monsters. Any one of them would be a heavy, heavy favorite in a race like this. So I think Jungle Peace, if I was going to lean on anybody in this race, I think she's going to run a really big one. I might even have one ticket where I'm like shortened up to her, and then another one where I'm using the same as Skippy, 4, 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah. I have a hard time thinking Jungle Peace is not going to end up going off as the favorite, right? I don't know. We'll see. But George, what do your numbers say on the outside too, and the rest of the field?
Yeah, it's a really pretty evenly matched with the Thurgraph numbers. I'm going to use 3, 6, 7, and 8. And do you know what John Sadler told Brad Free in the racing form? Do you know what he said?
What?
I don't know. Gino, what did he say? Gino knows all the quotes. I'm sure Sadler said something.
Certitude runs every race. She's got very steady form. We got Phil D'Amato talking about how Jungle Peace needed that last race. It was really strong, but with the race under her belt, back to firm and softer company, she's a strong fit. Shout out to Brad Free. He got some great quotes for the entire sequence through some of these trainers.
For those of you who don't know, Gino lives in Brad Free's basement, so he's been getting a lot of.
I'm his researcher, so I'll help send him in some notes and stuff.
Tapping into his phone calls lately, so. Yeah, that was good, George. Well done.
Anyway, 3, 6, 7, and 8 for me.
3, 6, 7, 8. All right, that closes it out. Gino, real quick, take us through the rest of the weekend, and we'll be back again tomorrow, obviously.
Yeah, make sure you set your alarms for tomorrow about 10 minutes after the last race at Santa Anita. We'll get set and we'll preview the Saturday late pick 5, maybe the pick 6 if there's a carryover into the pick 6 sequence. But our focus is going to be
a double carryover. There's a possibility.
Because there's not obvious singles, right?
Yeah.
Even though they're not big fields, it's a lot of those fields where you're having to go 2, 3, 4 deep just to feel comfortable in there. So those are the ones that are the toughest way to make a $2 pick 6 ticket, like the math work, right? Because otherwise the ticket gets really big. So hopefully we can have some success tomorrow. We can have a score. If not, join us back right after the last race. We'll get you set up for Saturday and we'll give you all the big details on what's happening on the weekend at Santa Anita. But if you want to go to the racetrack tomorrow, free general admission, you can get in and have fun, or you can kick back and hang out with us afterwards and watch the preview.
I got here late. Did you guys mention free PPs for tomorrow?
Oh, free PPs. Yeah, you're right. Yes, free PPs. Thank you.
And if you need the help, we share them with you at the DRF socials too all the time. So check those out and good luck. It's a tricky sequence.
Absolutely. So carryover of almost 60,000 tomorrow. And then, of course, racing on Saturday and Sunday. And we will see you again tomorrow night, as Gino said, about 10, 15 minutes after the last race. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow. Appreciate it.
Good luck, everyone.